Pokemon Arceus is the newest installment of the Pokemon franchise that was released January 28th, 2022 and is a game that takes the Pokemon in a new direction. But how easy is it to play with a toddler running around? Welcome to our Dad Knows Best review, where we review a game and see how easy it is to play while taking care of a toddler. Pokemon Arceus is a brand new experience in the Pokemon franchise, and to be 100% honest, it hits the nail on the head with what it brings. You play the protagonist who gets thrown into a world of Pokemon before they were friends and pets and helpers, but back when they were what the Mon stands for, monsters. This is, for most people in their 30s and late 20s, the game we've been waiting for, a real feeling open world Pokemon game. Finally! With the map structure more in line with Monster Hunter and an artwork style to rival Breath of the Wild, you are in the Hisuian region and researching for the first time what exactly these creatures are as you run around and try to tame them, catch them, battle them, and blow everyone's mind as you put them to work. Welcome to Jubilife, the town where all the magic happens. It's where the Galaxy team has set up their base of operations and where you will get most of your quest and management done. I don't really want to tell too much because it delivers an experience that you just have to experience. I'm honestly blown away by just how amazing this game is. That's not to say it's not without its faults. It at times feels like it was a tad too ambitious for the console it was put on. The Switch sometimes is Vegeta and the game being a powered up Goku. However, those times are few and far in between and definitely wasn't enough to detract me from the enjoyment of playing this game. Honestly, I'd give this game a 9 out of 10 just as pure enjoyment. But we aren't here for just enjoyment. We are here to see if it can keep its enjoyment up while your child just figured out how to take his diaper off and go streaking in front of your in-laws. The gameplay is a ton of fun, and the soundtrack is fantastic. Pokemon games are pretty well known for their soundtrack, so hearing a killer soundtrack that blends together well is not uncommon. Having played this full blast on the TV with a kiddo sleeping next to me, in my defense, I didn't know he'd fallen asleep, I can tell you at times the excitement of the battle music can be louder than the ambiance music in the overworld, but nothing too crazy. You won't have to adjust your volume as you move in and out of battling and exploring and cutscenes. As you're running around the overworld, however, it is really refreshing to be able to aim and hit a Pokemon in the face with a Pokeball, and even have to account for ball drop and different weighted balls. The transition to battle is super smooth, and the updated battle mechanics on almost all the moves makes the combat feel more balanced and challenging. It even adds the challenges as you can be battling one Pokemon and another just casually decides to see what's happening and join in. The crafting mechanic is easy and the materials are abundant, and the way you get important recipes is smooth and transitional with the story. Speaking of story, the story is intriguing and captivating, and I spent a lot of time battling and wanted to learn what happens in each section and just running around exploring every inch of the map that I could. Leveling and grinding doesn't feel like a chore as you get experience from using Pokemon to break objects, catching, and battling. One of the coolest features is the simple fact that wild Pokemon can hit you as a person, so running away from a battle was as simple as avoiding getting attacked while putting as much distance between you and the wild Pokemon as possible. That being said, the game is sometimes too much for the Switch itself. Also, the game introduces mechanics but doesn't necessarily explain them all too well as certain options are not where you think they are, and navigating to certain menus can get confusing. Overall, however, the game just feels great and there are a lot of positives in this game. Pokemon Arceus' control makes a ton of sense, mostly. They choose to remap some more traditional button mapping that doesn't always make the most sense. For instance, throwing a Pokeball uses the right trigger, which makes sense. However, the pause menu is the up directional button, which is not as common. A few other button mapping strangeness makes the controls make sense, but at the same time not. These confusions can make it easy to end up blacking out as you get attacked by a Pokemon because you thought you hit the pause button and the kiddo is climbing all the shelves at the same time. It's also incredibly easy to find yourself accidentally throwing a Pokeball when you meant to throw a Pokemon, and vice versa. I've also fumbled around trying to find which button pulled up the menu I'm looking for. However, when it comes to catching and battling and calling your mount, these buttons feel super easy and intuitive to play. I feel like the buttons make a ton of sense for gameplay, but less so for menus. I haven't really been able to put the game down long enough to say that I've put it down and picked it back up again. However, I can judge this pretty accurately based on past experiences. The return factor as far as gameplay will be super easy, as the gameplay and what you should be doing is simple, and once you find where your journal is, finding out what to do is pretty simple. However, what brings this part down is the controls. I know if you haven't played for a while, then you will probably find yourself fumbling around trying to remember certain aspects. However, after a few times fumbling around and throwing the Pokeball in the wrong spot, you'll be able to jump back on that weird ear and conquer the wilds. Pokemon Arceus is another insanely appropriate game. Bright and colorful with a beautiful artwork will capture the attention of anyone watching and playing the game. I know me and the kiddo sat watching or playing the game for hours as we just took everything in. I never had to worry about anything being on the screen, and I know if my kiddo plays this game in the future, he won't have to stress about me walking in while something inappropriate is on the screen. As we all know, that tends to happen every single time. Pokemon Arceus does a fantastic job at delivering on a promise it advertised. It's fun to play and fun for kids to watch. The few issues it has doesn't detract from gameplay but can make playing with children a minor frustration at times. When all is said and done, we here at Dadgame Reviews give Pokemon Arceus 4 out of 5 sippy cups. I hope you all enjoyed this Dad Knows Best review. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and the bell icon and leave a like and a comment with what else you'd like us to review, or if you agree or disagree with our rating. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, I'll see y'all later.